about the bodybuilder.com forum about
Will you wait till we start the podcast?
All right, yeah, let's go.
Come on. I don't want to leave all this content on the cutting room floor. Hello and welcome to Let's Bring Them In. My name is Benjamin DeHart. I'm an up-and-coming marketing rock star.
And my name is Evan Klein. I'm a former economics scholastic scholarship winner.
And I'm Derek Bry, and I don't really know a whole lot about marketing, so I'm just sort of like the squire for the podcast.
Derek is the ambassador for our viewers on this podcast.
Yeah, I represent you, not really knowing like what the professional side of all this is about, and so I'll ask questions and sort of contribute where you might.
Squire, lower the drawbridge and let the peasants inside. It's time to deliver a keen lecture on marketing and branding.
Yes, my lord.
Nice. Okay. So speaking of lowering gates, the topic that we were actually going to talk about has a lot of gatekeeping within it.
Hold on, man. You are jumping right in, and you haven't even done any foreplay with me. I am not horny enough for this.
Okay. All right. So, fellas.
Yeah?
You guys ever get a lot of blood pumping through your body? What's your favorite way to do it?
Oh my god, this is a great way to get me rowdy for this.
It's not drugs, I'll tell you that much.
Nope, drugs isn't consistent enough.
Well, I mean, and specifically, I think when we're talking about the adrenaline, getting my gears turning, getting my blood pumping, it has to be something that has a little bit of an element of danger. And I don't mean specifically danger to my physical well-being. I mean danger to me leaving my house.
Okay, I like that. Also, danger to those around you, because there's no danger.
Like the running of the bulls in Spain?
Similar to that. You can't get that consistent blood flow all the time.
That's
because
true.
At some point, that gets old. You just got to be faster than the bulls, you know? You don't even have to be faster than the bulls. You just have to be faster than other people.
That's true.
Yep.
So, but I mean, to me, that wouldn't get me very scared. I'd be like, if I can trip one person, I'm good to go. It has to be an element of consistent danger that keeps my blood flowing.
True. And you have to have a reason to keep doing it, right? So some kind of camaraderie.
Right.
Maybe some sort of personal goals.
Okay. I'm going to take 3 steps out of my house today. I'm going to go to a bar, drink one beer alone.
Yep.
If someone says hi to me, I will say, hey. I will pay for my beer, and then I'll leave.
I am going to leave my house, go to the bar, buy one single beer, and then immediately call the cops. And tell them I'm unfit to drive.
This is an underage man. He's not underage. He just shouldn't be allowed.
He's not underage. He's just banned from Uber, and he keeps using us.
Guys, I do have to tell you one specific secret thing I learned about the town I am in right now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Earlier this week, and I'm not going to tell you exactly what town I'm in, just so I don't dox this bar that wants to keep their secret. But I went to this cocktail bar with a friend of mine. We just grabbed some beers at a bar and then did a walkabout. But then it's still kind of early, so we wanted to go for round 2. We stopped at this cocktail bar I wanted a Moscow Mule. I meet one of my clients there actually, and we just start talking, and the guy I was hanging out with knew the client as well. And this client's actually he apparently has it in with this bar, because he goes up to the bartender and he says, "Hey, if you guys want a drink, you might want to do it downstairs." So we get invited down to this secret speakeasy that's hidden behind a ladies' restroom.
No way.
Yes. So the bartender takes us down this secret door behind a ladies' restroom door, and it's just this tiny ass room, and you're not allowed to stand in this speakeasy. You have to be served sitting or at the bar.
That's nice. I like that.
It's very classy. Apparently the guy who owns the bar was down there, and he kind of looked like a turtle with these round glasses and stuff.
Nice.
It was very classy. It was the classiest establishment I've ever been to, and I wanted to share that because I've never been in a secret speakeasy, and I do feel like I should join the mafia at this point.
Team classy, not trashy, and also hashtag Team iPhone. That's cool. That's very cool. Did you get a Moscow Mule, or did you up your order since you're?
You know what?
Cool
I started with one, but then I was like, you know what?
Double up.
Exactly. I was like, you know what? I can't be down here and just enjoy my good vodka juice and ginger beer with lime. I need to ask for something that has some kind of bourbon or whiskey. So I flag the bartender over, and because again, you're sitting here, and I'm like, so I'm new to the game.
Nice.
How about you fix me up something that somebody with no palate can enjoy? So he whips me up the sweetest old fashioned that I think anyone's ever tasted.
Nice.
And I was able to get through it. It was great.
That's
Nice.
huge. That's
Were there other people in the bar or in the the speakeasy part when you got there?
There were some people. There's about like 5 people at the bar itself.
Man.
But it was pretty small. There were maybe only like 2 more tables, and then sort of like another smaller table that was kind of like longer. And that was about it. It was a very tight thing, and apparently it's password protected if you don't get let in by somebody who has a bobblehead behind the bar, which the person we saw with our client from before did have.
Okay,
Wow.
so stick with me on this and feel free to shoot me down. Is there any chance that the people that were in this small speakeasy are all swingers, and that's why they're allowed into this special bar, and they can bring other people if they want? Yeah.
It's not the first time that I've suspected it.
Oh, that actually owns. That's even cooler that you found a secret like Eyes Wide Shut sex society.
Yeah.
I think that has to be it. Like there's a wine cellar down there and there's a bathroom, but there are a couple other secret doors that might involve leather sex dungeons.
Secret doors actually
Wow.
own.
I can't say I've ever opened a secret door, so
True.
you've got at least 1, maybe 2 on me there.
Have you ever opened any hypothetical secret doors?
Oh,
Yeah, probably.
yeah, definitely.
Now that I think about it.
They're always heavy.
Yeah.
It'd be really cool if this was like some secret society, but like they're really tame and it's like not ominous at all, and you do a lot of research into it, and it's just thoroughly disappointing, and you just wasted a bunch of time.
You go in, everyone's wearing masks, and you're like, oh yeah, so what's the entertainment for tonight? And they're like, I brought Boulder Dash.
And they're like, thanks for
You
coming to
think
our
you're joining a
Halloween
cult
party.
and it's like, yeah, it's October, asshole, thanks.
Oh man, that's cool though. Could be a cult. Can't rule it out. Hey,
Well, I put
know
my
what?
email down to send me the password, so I'll find out more about the
Oh,
cult later.
sweet.
dude, that you know what, listeners, put a pin in it. We'll hear about this one next week.
Oh, yeah.
Next time on Ben Joins a Cult.
Damn, I guess I have to get my own side plot going. What should I do?
Yeah, holy cow.
Yeah, listeners, feel free to vote in the comments section wherever you're listening to this. Maybe leave a review and say, what should I do?
Absolutely.
Ben Joins a Cult. Evan meets Hussein Bolt.
I thought you were going to say Saddam Hussein. Oh, man.
Why would I say that?
It'd be funny. I don't know. Speaking
Oh
of,
shit, I missed the comedy train and it went for the easy rhyme. But I do think you should meet Hussein Bolt. He
yeah,
did save our country.
that would be cool. I would love to meet him. Be quick. By the way, big ups to us. We are now able to be listened to. So
Hey,
we are-
congratulations, guys.
we are dating this podcast by saying we are now able to listen to podcasts on the internet.
Yes, we are launched, and though by the time you reach this, we will be several weeks launched.
Yeah. So pat us on the back. Thank you. We knew we could do it.
And by the time you reach this, I'll be here, so hi.
So
This is
you were-
week
you were
2 for
here.
me, I guess.
Exactly.
but I'm
Yep.
glad
hit
you
the
listened
long
to Ben and Evan's journey before I arrived, but happy to be here.
Yep. I like to
This
think that our listener is on a long car ride and they're just getting to this
Singular.
episode, and maybe they're in like what, the 8th hour of the leg, and they're driving
Yes,
Yeah.
the roundabouts.
somewhere long.
Oh man, if you're leaving from Detroit, Michigan, and you're traveling south, and
Mhm.
you just reached this episode, you've got to be in like Tennessee by now.
Yeah. Also,
Yeah.
whatever you do, don't buy beef jerky. It's expensive and it sounds good, but just get combos.
I gotta say, Evan, I think that like the first 6 episodes of this this campaign, this project we've been doing, will be known as the dark period before Derek joins. And people will be like, you can listen to that if you want, but it's better to skip to episode 7.
Oh shit!
I think
I better start listening and catching up now that we're freaking live.
Yeah, the first episodes were pretty good, but like, I don't
Staples Noir.
Yeah.
Big Papa.
Oh man.
You
haven't
gotta
heard this
iron
yet,
the
Derek,
kinks out somehow.
But we introduced Big Papa, and that's a little bit racy because of the context of the big man Papa John himself.
Papa John's and the troops, 2 topics that we were definitely suited to take on. Oh man. All right. Hey, wait,
Okay,
Derek.
yes.
I did the heavy lifting before I got here.
Speaking of Derek, you said something earlier about ironing out the kinks and heavy lifting.
Sure did.
So
Hey, yeah.
the thing.
Oh, there's the
Those
segue
are-
I was
yeah,
looking for.
the
Those are
topic-
just phrases that people know, but I like where your head's at.
Yep, these are just idioms. And I just wanted to say that we were chatting earlier, and I think that something that's due for a rebrand is bodybuilding.
Oh yeah.
Yep. The classic wearing some shorts, wearing a shirt with the arms hopefully exposed, lifting heavy weights, trying to make that body look nice, and whatever form in your head looks good for your body,
Okay,
not for your actual
okay,
lifts.
so- Evan.
Clanging and banging.
Clanging and banging.
Evan, you've been fascinated with this subculture for a while now, which is why we decided to take a stab at it. But
Yes.
for the layman, let's kind of get, because we're kind of in the weeds now because of the crazy videos that you've sent me, and we'll get into that. But for the layman, let's figure out our baseline here. Derek, describe your impression of the bodybuilding community.
All right. First things first, you're meal prepping. You got to watch what you're taking
Love it.
in because your body is a machine. You got to put good fuel in to get good results when you're clanging and banging at the gym.
Yep.
There's lots of protein involved. There's also lots of sleep involved because your body needs time to recover.
Yep. Don't forget water.
You gotta stay hydrated for damn sure, especially if you're starting to take different supplements. You don't want to wreck those kidneys or that liver.
Mhm.
When you're actually in the facility, you're either doing high intensity training or low intensity training, or you're on some sort of cyclical schedule where you're working chest and back, you're working biceps and triceps, you're working your shoulders, you're working your legs, you're doing some abs, you've got your weekly routine figured out, and you don't take a whole lot of time off because you're so focused on the gains. And it's basically, it eats up all of your time and your whole entire life, but damn, do you look good.
That was a great monologue describing weightlifting very well. The one thing, and I would say it's pretty important, that you forgot is it's about winning. You have to lift the most weight. And if someone lifts more weight than you, they definitely had bad form, or the plates were not up to scale, or something
Ooh.
along those lines. Which, and now I will get into a little bit more of the weeds, as Ben was referring to, as the
Let's
videos
get
I've
into 'em.
seen. I've seen a few videos. I don't want to lend any credence towards certain creators online. There's several good YouTube content creators for powerlifting, but one of the first ones I saw was calling people out for using fake weights, which I found
No
fascinating.
way.
Yes, because number one, the idea of using fake weights to get internet clout, not unheard of. That makes sense.
It makes so much sense.
Yeah. But then someone calling them out on that, in essence, hey, I don't think that's right. That doesn't look right at all.
Hey
Oh, it's
guys,
so
welcome to
obvious.
YouTube Content Cop. Today, we're gonna look at Jazzercise McBazzercise, who's apparently using fake 40s.
Exactly. It's
What do you mean these are fake?
It's something. It's very interesting, right? Because instead of saying, whoa, that's a lot, like, I don't know if it's real, but that's a lot. Instead, they're saying, yeah, that's bullshit. Like, I completely call you on your bullshit. You have to do that lift in front of me with pressure, and then I will believe you, and only then will I believe you. And if you don't do it, then I'm going to tell all of my followers that you're fake. So,
Oh my gosh.
it's pretty badass if we're going to be honest.
Well, the thing is, this is not obviously not unique to the powerlifting culture. We get that with any subculture that has any sort of record keeping at all.
Exactly.
Right, everyone's screaming and holding everyone else accountable on the internet because you can.
Yeah.
Exactly, because for instance, there's documentaries about that guy that like had those like obviously fake King Kong records or whatever.
Yes. Oh, wait, King Kong
King
or
of Kong.
Bigfoot?
King of Kong is what I'm talking about.
Oh, yes. Yes, yes, yes. Yes. But the one beauty of bodybuilding is that there is an element of genetics, but also of steroids that can be used to boost
Oh,
your
boy.
performance, which is a whole nother topic of calling people out who claim to be natural, but instead are definitely on steroids. And
I was actually meaning to call you out earlier, Evan, because I've been looking at your comedy muscles and I've been thinking you've been using comedy steroids.
Oh shit!
hey,
It's out.
I totally appreciate that. That's like a huge compliment to me. But if you ever fucking suspect me of being a goddamn user, I will absolutely break your skull open, which is what I would say if I was on steroids because I wouldn't be able to control my emotions. I am not.
Quick aside. What is a comedy steroid, Derek? What's a comedy steroid?
Comedy steroid.
Just an example. Just an
That's
example.
gonna be. I think you could make an argument that it's taking a joke that you know somebody else wrote, but that nobody else remembers because it's so old, and bringing it up casually, like it's off the cuff from your mind and not someone else's. I think that could be a comedy steroid.
I love it. I
That's
love it. I
actually
love it.
Really good.
I'm gonna go ahead and say 9/11 is pretty funny. It's an easy comedy steroid.
Definitely a comedy steroid. The well is not dry; it's very deep.
True. Derek, very good point. That actually reminds me, I definitely did that with Dimitri Martin specials when I was in middle school. So,
dude, and
that's huge.
And I watched those specials, and I was still like, "Oh fuck, this guy is so funny."
Yes. Oh my god. But what I was going to say
so
is,
well.
I think another good example would be getting another person drunk because you immediately become funny.
Physical humor. It's basically just like creating your own Charlie Chaplin movie or Buster Keaton. You just get to watch these like hysterical antics unfold right in front of your eyes.
Yeah, creating a situation that you can then comment on and be like, "Wow, this guy's a fucking genius. He's so
comedy
funny."
steroids right there.
True.
That's smart.
Okay, I would love to find more examples. I think there's a gold mine here. What is more comedy steroids? Evan, you're on Twitter all the time. What is a comedy steroid? What do people rely on?
Comedy steroids.
Putting you on the spot here, but I'm so sorry.
Having more followers definitely is an additive. Like, it makes you seem a lot funnier. Having some sort of stupid name for Twitter, like in your handle, not your handle, but like in your description, like some examples. And I like these are people I find genuinely funny, but just stupid names like Large Big. Like if I see someone named Large Big make a tweet,
give me a chuckle. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, immediately I'm just like, Large Big retweeted this. Like, are you kidding me?
That's funny because that's a name that you instantly are like, Large Big. So then you're already going into whatever they say as like, man, that was funny. I hope this is funny too.
Exactly.
Dude, fucking like it's like Homestar Runner did that first by calling them maximorons. Jumbo Large.
Oh, Jumbo Large. That is a classic.
It's a class. Okay. So that's it. Maximorons are comedy steroids.
Absolutely.
What else are there?
Mr. Sir.
Absurdist humor is pretty good. Putting some kind of stupid like drop on something that's always going to make you laugh.
Anti-jokes are comedy steroids.
Anti-jokes, as long as it's not from an account like Fat Amy. Do you remember Fat Amy accounts?
I don't.
Oh, those are the best. Fat Amy from Pitch Perfect.
From Pitch Perfect, yeah.
Yep,
I didn't know there were like accounts.
Oh, I
know what you're talking about.
It was just like what was the other one? It was like Wiz Khalifa, like Wisdom. Before Wiz Khalifa had a Twitter, there was like Wisdom, and people would retweet it, and it'd just be like high school advice and stuff.
School advice, I think, is comedy steroids.
It is now. Oh,
like it's so freaking funny.
Anything with the hashtag "damn it's true."
Okay, help me out. What's high school advice?
Oh man,
it's really hard when people aren't retweeting it constantly onto my feed. But I mean, you've always got like, don't stress, don't waste your energy over people. Don't waste energy bending over backwards for people who wouldn't even like bend their knee for you. So like something like that.
Yeah, like fake fucking wisdom that like high schoolers would retweet. Like, oh man, you know what? That's so deep.
Oh, so that's what you're meaning with the "damn it's true" thing.
Yeah, or something that just like affirms what they already thought. Like,
Mhm.
dude, fuck, I can remember retweeting something that was like, 80, it's an 80% chance that by the time you're 20, you've already met your soulmate. And it's like, that's probably not true at all, like based on the way
Right.
that population works and how many people you meet before the age of 20, but sure. I mean, I guess it makes sense for like smaller communities, but that's not how it works. But I saw that and I was like, oh
Yeah.
shit, I've already met my soulmate. Oh hell yeah, I'm gonna retweet this. Big ups. Hopefully my significant other sees this and realizes that she is the one for me.
Yeah.
Okay, so I think we nailed it there. I think at the end of this, we've gotten through all the really, really good comedy steroids. At the end of this, I'm gonna go through some the exact opposite. And the exact opposite of comedy steroids are minion memes.
Ooh. But the thing is, some minion memes are actually hilarious because they're ironic. Ironic minion memes really rule.
All right. Then I'll just go on.
What?
I'll just go on Comedy Cemetery and sort by new.
Okay, I will say that I've talked about Connor O'Malley on here before, and he had a great take on minions. Someone was like, "Why do you think minions are so funny?" He's like, "I mean, they're like the perfect creation by like a corporation to make something that like is supposed to look cute and human, but is so stupid an idea." It's like, hey, you know what? Great point. It's very manipulative, and they show it to only children.
I wish they showed it to only children because there's so many ants on Facebook that are so into minions.
Minions are
Everyone's ants love minions.
I'm a part of hashtag Minion Squad. Okay. So, anyways, bodybuilding.
Sorry, back to task.
Yes.
So like from comedy steroids to, are we going back to real steroids now?
Yes.
Or
Well,
Okay.
the whole idea of pretending to not be on steroids, but being on steroids to look strong, but convince people that you're not using steroids so that they buy your product. It's very similar to when people say like Tai Lopez type stuff, where it's like, all you have to do is do this and you'll become a millionaire. Buy my program.
Right.
And Tai Lopez, is he the guy who does like self-help stuff?
Knowledge. Yeah, that's him.
That YouTube ad where he's like, I never had this house and these Ferraris, but I read all these books.
Oh,
and
yeah.
Is that the same guy?
Yeah. It's him.
Oh my god, and I hate the videos I've been seeing recently that's like, I earn
I'm
60K
Jason.
from making YouTube videos. And I'm like, that's not how YouTube works
Yeah.
at all.
My favorite one is it's someone that like is advertising like, hey, I have this strategy for selling stocks and bonds and you have to try it. And it's like, that's, I don't think anyone makes a fortune from home just sitting with the money they have and then investing it, because you will immediately get busted for insider trading if you make a fortune right away.
I mean, that's
Right.
the same as going into a blackjack place and making a fortune. They're going to kick you out of the establishment.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
like, oh, you are obviously counting cards.
Yeah, it's
Which, to me, I've never actually seen the problem with. It's just you're getting kicked out for being very good.
Yeah, like, oh, we better lose this guy because he's going to bankrupt us.
He's like, I'm good at this game. Get out of here.
hey man, you're clearly too good. Oh, what if they had blackjack tables based on skill?
That would be so interesting.
Yep.
What if they had they brought Yu-Gi-Oh into they just brought Magic the Gathering tables into these casinos and
Okay.
stuff.
That would be
So,
the
like-
day that the casinos freaking lose.
Because I'm so highly skilled at
My
Yu-Gi-Oh.
deck from middle school and elementary school is so freaking rad. I'm sure it's keeping
Okay,
up with
the
the
moment
meta.
you try to use Heart of the Cards, that's when they kick you out.
Oh man.
It's like, Heart of the Cards? You mean cheating?
How do you-
Okay, never mind. Then scratch all of everything I just said about Yu-Gi-Oh.
how many people I feel like, okay. So someone told me one time is that everyone believes two things. Everyone believes that people care about their birthday, and everyone believes they're a good driver. Everyone also that played Yu-Gi-Oh believes that they had a really good deck back in the day.
I have a
Seriously.
good deck.
Yeah, I mean,
and
It
I'm
was
a
fantastic.
really good driver, so
no, I mean, I'm talking about we're obviously the exceptions. I'm just
oh,
talking
people
about
that aren't on the podcast.
other people, yeah.
Yeah, I was
Other
about to
listeners.
say, my soldier deck was pretty good.
Yeah, I had a really good dragon deck.
Yeah, maybe sure. I'm sure your dragon deck was great.
Yeah, it was pretty powerful. seeing
I'm
as
sure
dragons are,
that-
like, some of the
I'm
most
sure that
powerful
your
creatures of all
dragons-
time.
yeah,
I also had a
they're
Harpy
really
deck that was
good.
really useful, and it was really
Okay,
Oh,
really
you had a
powerful,
Harpy
so,
deck?
yeah.
Shoot.
I'm sure your harpy deck was great, where you had to play a harpy, and then it wasn't useful until you attached it with like 7 magic cards and a dragon.
Oh,
Yeah,
wait,
I had like
did I
a basic
remember that?
magician deck, but I had
Okay,
so many
magician
like, pot
decks
upgrades
are
and
actually
shit.
fucking great because
Oh,
of
what's up? What did I say before? I'm so gonna ruin these casinos.
okay, dude, because there's one card that makes all of those wizard decks fucking amazing. It's not fucking Dark Magician. Sit down and go back to your cartoons, kid.
Which
It's
is it?
fucking a card named Mahavelo that gets like an extra 500 attack points for every equipped card you put on him. You put one Malevolent Nuzzler on that bitch, and he just became way stronger than your Blue Eyes White Dragon. So enjoy
Yeah.
that.
Welcome to the Yu-Gi-Oh card
Welcome to our
metagame podcast.
welcome to our Yu-Gi-Oh card podcast. I am your host. What's it? Oh yeah, Duke Devlin. I'm gonna be Duke Devlin.
Nice.
I'm Weevil, the Bug Lord.
I'm
Evan, can
I'm
you
Joey.
pull out another?
I'm Joey Wheeler.
Yeah.
I'm Joey Wheeler. No,
There it is.
I am uncomfortable with that.
No,
would
no,
like to-
dude. What you need to say is baby dragon. Try that.
Baby dragon,
Now say time wizard.
time wizard.
There
There
you
it
go.
is.
You got it.
Thank you.
All right, there we go, Yug.
I'm playing Red Eyes Black Dragon.
Yeah, you were so nervous about it, but you fucking nailed it.
Yeah.
Okay. Still uncomfortable, but really trying to push through this. Oh, okay, I'm better now. We're good.
Alright.
Oh man. Actually, just
What were we talking about?
We're talking about being the best at lifting
Yes,
weights.
the best.
Best at lifting weights. Okay.
Yeah.
So I feel like there's a couple of angles that we could go. We could go at rebranding the whole bodybuilding community, but I feel like people who bodybuild do it for a while and get pretty stubborn and stalwart. So it's probably harder to change the minds of bodybuilders. Instead, let's change their environment. So
I thought you were gonna say, let's change their hearts.
yes. Oh man, yes. Let's start.
And then you just
religion.
start singing.
Instead of rebranding their bodies, let's rebrand what really matters.
Their hearts.
Their hearts. Oh boy.
I've been dreaming of a real strong boy.
Oh man.
Oh, man.
That
With
alone.
creatine dropping from his mouth.
Have you guys seen that episode of It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia where they try group dating?
I don't
No.
think so.
Oh man. So at one point, Frank is like, all right, so like we have to think of like an in that like we can say, like an opening line, like what do you think we should say? And Matt goes, oh, we should talk about creatine shits. And Frank says, what? Why would we do that? And immediately Mac responds, it shows knowledge of the product and it shows that we lift. So it's an obvious in. So that's pretty
Oh,
telling
yeah.
of the bodybuilding community in general.
Yeah.
It's kind of
Okay,
like,
so and it also acknowledges like a common problem, so you can commiserate over something.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
so I mean, first and foremost, let's put more fiber inside of creatine.
Yeah. Apparently, it's a big issue.
I hate my-
I mean, no, I totally know about creatine shits. Who doesn't?
I don't because I'm natural and I'm.
It's like walking into this podcast and being like, remember when you can't use your Pokemon as a trap card, right? It's like, yeah, you fit in.
Right. This is obviously a Yu-Gi-Oh podcast, not a Pokemon podcast. For that, check out It's Super Effective.
Oh, yeah, is that a real one?
Ooh.
Oh, you guys,
Is
I
that a
listen
real
to It's
podcast?
Super Effective every week.
'Cause I'm about
yeah.
I'm about to cut that shit out. I'm not gonna like put
shit,
another
never mind.
competitor's podcast in our
I feel like
premium
we're in different
podcast.
markets.
Listen up, Squire. The next time you fucking give ad space to other podcasts, I don't know what I'm gonna do.
Hey, it's super effective. We'll be billing you.
Yep. So, anyways, bodybuilding, changing the gyms. So, is there anyone on this planet that likes Planet Fitness beyond just their free, like almost free membership?
I'll be honest. I've never been inside.
Okay. What about you,
No,
Darren?
I don't think anybody actually enjoys Planet Fitness. It's just, oh, you can, for the really low price of blah 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 a month, I can go to the gym at any time of day and blah blah blah. It's enormous, so there's all kinds of machines and whatever. But
yeah,
nobody likes it.
no, it's Planet Fitness is like the community pool because you see some of the most crazy stuff. Anytime I see like someone taking a video of someone just absolutely misusing equipment, it's in a Planet Fitness, and you can tell so by
Absolutely.
their gaudy purple equipment.
Absolutely.
I will say though, the idea of like a 24/7 gym attracts me heavily because when I do things, and I guess I'm kind of leaning into my whole social recluse thing that I started at the beginning of this podcast. Guys, I'm a real person. I go outside. I'm just joshing. But that is not to say that I will go to the gym late at night so I don't have to engage in conversation with other people attempting to lift their big weights.
Oh,
Definitely.
no, Ben, very wrong. Late at night is when people who get off third shift go and lift.
Oh
so,
no.
but it's cool.
Jacked.
You'll be talking to cool machine operators. You probably don't get to talk to machine operators very often, do you, Ben?
Actually, weirdly, I do.
It's cool, right?
It's cool. They're great people. But that's also kind of like why I go to grocery stores late at night as well. And the only issue with that is that
There's no food left.
There's no food left, and also they tend to barricade certain areas of the store, so I have to assault them, and I have to enter a pitched siege battle in order to gather my sweet spices that I need for my roast.
What are they barricading in the store late at night?
They're barricading it because they're either stocking or attempting to wash the floors, and they don't want there to be a concern. But they blocked off half the grocery, and I'm like, I just need some items. It's 10, and they do this so early. It's like this is 10:30 p.m. At this point, it's treated like 2 a.m. anywhere else because again,
seriously, it's like
old
it's
people
closing
area.
time. There's one door open.
True.
Yep. 10:30 p.m. and it's like nobody's there except everyone's stocking. They've barricaded off the items I need. And so I did
The lights are turned off.
This weekend I did in fact sneak underneath their barricade, and I got a real wry look from one of their employees, and I'm just like, I gotta find my spice. Please.
What a rush.
I
gotta say,
what's the name of the child that dies in Les Mis?
Every
Gavroche.
child.
Gavroche.
Oh, you're right, Ben. My mistake.
So you remember when
Eventually, I
Gavroche
guess.
goes through the barricade to get ammo?
Yeah.
Yeah, I imagine that being you when you go through to get spices and they just fucking peg you in the face with like a mop handle.
You better run for cover when I grab my spice, and then I just die.
So never kick a lad because he's just a pup. We'll fight like 30 armies and we won't give up. So you better give the spices for this pup.
Give me
grows
my
up.
spices. I just need my items so I can cook my roast.
Nice. Magical. Right, rolls right off the tongue. Anyways, everyone hates 24-hour, not 24-hour. People love 24-hour fitness. People do not like Planet Fitness. I have an idea to change it because, I mean, there are so many Planet Fitnesses. Fitnesses.
Yeah, I don't think it matters. I think it's like tomato, potato.
Fitni. Planet Fitni.
Oh, there
Fitness.
it is.
Yep. So there's so many Planet Fitni that at this point we just have to adjust the rules. I say we take a complete 180 because they've had, the lunk alarm, like no heavy lifting.
Okay,
I
hold
feel
on.
uncomfortable. Yes.
I really want to hear your idea. What the hell is a lunk alarm?
Oh, lunk alarm. This is a real thing that actually goes off. It's not just an
real.
idea. So if people are lifting too much weight or too aggressively or in general just making other people uncomfortable.
Making a bunch of like
Yes,
sounds.
at certain locations. Because there's also videos of bodybuilders going into Planet Fitni to try to set off the lunk alarm. And sometimes they just like say like, oh, we got kicked out. This is such BS. And then
It's like trying to get kicked out of Walmart. You just do it for effect.
yeah, exactly. It's like gallon smashing. So shout out to
I get the picture
10th
now.
grade, yes. So yeah, so it's this idea that like if you're making too much noise and being too aggressive. So what I say is do a complete 180, no rules inside Planet Fitness. And I'm not saying like people can be aggressive you can be territorial and like hoard all of the weights.
Yeah.
You did say no rules.
Yeah, so like you have to form coalitions and allies and it becomes like basically like
Oh, it's a territory war.
yeah, it becomes like the tactical war of paintball, like that kind of fun. Oh no! I like it much better this way. It's like the Edo period in Japan where you hire samurai and ronin.
Yes.
Shingoku Jida, the age of Planet Fitness at war.
Yep. So you might have to recruit a strong person on Craigslist from a local gym, or you can
A
train in your
Ronin,
own.
as it were.
Yes, you can train in your own gym at home to try to become one. Oh, dude, that'd be cool.
Oh my gosh. Because, like, when you go into the gym, like, oh, I only have access to the stupid cardio equipment. I'm trying to get to the bench press, but there are all these huge guys, and I can't beat them
But
so
then-
that I can use the free weights.
But then you use the cardio equipment so much that you become so fast that you can run up, steal the weights, and run away.
Now,
Oh, see?
Yep.
Evan, I'm so sorry. This is definitely the plot to an anime that we are currently creating.
Yeah.
Like in a weight room.
Yes,
Yes.
no rules gym, and that rules no gym rat or something. And it's just about these tiny kids that manage to take over the gym and lift weights because they form coalitions and defeat everybody through force of wit.
So that's what I'm saying is like power in numbers. So even though it would make a lot of sense to try to hire powerful bodybuilders, no matter what, the people that will always have control of the gym will be the large number of moderately strong people.
Well, we'll see that, because you say that, but then in every anime where there's like that plucky group of adventurers, you have that like kid with goggles that walks into the gym and they just fuck up those huge big boys. So this kid
true.
walks up and says, "I want to go one-on-one with you, Big Jeff." And Big Jeff laughs and says, "Of course you can't go one-on-one with me." But then he does anyway. And then all of his friends like get on these like, you know, those leg machines where you got to like press your legs together really hard. And that's just like the whole episode is them like trying to out leg press each other.
Oh, so would that be the way to like prove your dominance?
Exactly. So
Okay.
like you just have to outdo each other. And so after like they keep adding weights, their like side characters would look on and comment like, "Whoa, when he presses against the leg machine, his inner thighs begin working. And with that technique, the butterfly exercises he's been doing for the last few weeks, he's sure to overpower his opponent."
I'm so freaking into this idea. And for our listeners in Japan, this anime that we're creating is going to be called Rūrujimu Nashi, which roughly translates to No Rules Gym.
This is the
Oh,
best
man.
idea.
And once again, that is Rūrujimu Nashi.
Nice.
That's the name of the episode.
Yeah, I like that. That's
I'll
good.
send you the spelling.
Okay, so how would we advertise for this gym? Because people, the
We
big
make an
the most,
anime opening.
Oh
no.
my god.
Anime opening would not attract the Ronin.
There's
that
like
we are
people
just-
running. There's people like throwing free weights.
Some guy powering up before doing pull-ups.
Yeah, one arm freaking pull-ups where he flies to the ceiling.
Oh man! Oh, someone just staring at someone.
Do those fucking push-ups.
yell about someone's power being over like level 9,000.
The whole idea is to conquer each area of the gym so that you're an all-around strong guy instead of so that you are number one at bodybuilding rather than just I'm the fastest because I only get to train on the damn treadmills because I
Main
can't
character's name
beat
is-
anyone.
The main character's name is Creatini, and then like he's
So
just
we're basically just creating Pokemon Go, but for weightlifting.
yes,
yeah,
yes,
pretty much,
Evan.
yeah.
Pokemon Go, the famous anime.
Shut
If
up.
if that's your into this world we're creating, it's the
Yeah.
Pokemon Go of weightlifting.
It's the in for the rest of the world into the world of Pokemon, so I'm cool with it.
Okay, so
Catch your tricep exercise.
So how do we make these gyms grow? Because ideally, like we'd have these gyms, but as more, this idea is going to catch fire. This is obvious. As more people come to these gyms, more we're going to have to make it bigger, no matter what. Because
I agree.
So first and foremost, like I want to see someone throw a barbell at someone like a spear.
Oh, absolutely.
That should be in the advertising.
With like a full on like with the plates on the end or just the bar.
The plates can be on the end that he's throwing.
No.
So that the
Yes,
force
and then
can be
they
directed
slide
the other
into
way.
it.
Yeah. Perfect.
Exactly.
Yes, that's amazing. Like the impact of the spear impaling him against the wall is the first impact, but then the rest slide in and just add insult to injury. No,
Yep.
add injury to further injury.
Yep, that's right. Oh man. Okay,
man.
so how do we build further on these gyms? Like,
Well, obviously, this is going to become a worldwide phenomenon with a TV show, card game, and video game adaptations.
Right.
So this what is the name of this gym called again? No Rules Gym.
Yep.
Yeah, no rules gym. Rūrujimu Nashi.
Rūrujimu Nashi, No Rules Gym.
Yeah.
As it becomes the worldwide sensation, there's a Rūrujimu Nashi Go game that everyone's playing.
Yep.
Which is capitalizing on every avenue of marketing here, and just everyone wants to show up to the No Rules Gym.
Yep.
Well, so I guess my question is, Evan, are you wanting it to be like, all right, we need to make a No Rules Gym and we need to capitalize on its popularity and success as quickly as possible before everybody loses interest, like most people did with Pokemon Go?
Yes.
Or do we want to make this something that stands the test of time, like Pokemon as a company?
Okay.
Well, obviously, the franchise we're creating here is like multi genre spanning. Like it can exist in almost any space.
I mean, listen, everyone has a body for the most part. You got to build it somehow.
You make a great point. Everyone needs to build their bodies, and I'd love to see Michelle Obama try to do something like this. All she did was take away the good food at our lunches and had no impact on our actual health. If Michelle Obama created No Rules Gym, we would be all Spartan warriors at this point.
Evan, what you forgot is that she tried. But she was the only one who showed up. No,
true.
She was the one who showed up, and then she kind of beat everyone else with her big arms.
She is strong. Dude, Michelle Obama would absolutely decimate Hillary Clinton. Like, if they fought, she'd beat the shit out of Hillary Clinton.
That would be my favorite episode of No Rules Gym.
Celebrity Deathmatch.
Oh, bring it back. Bring back Celebrity Deathmatch.
That was hilarious.
Yes, it was.
What's Celebrity Deathmatch?
It's claymation.
It was, claymation. Celebrities would like get into a wrestling ring and like freaking fight, and they'd be commenting. And
oh hilarious. My god, that sounds like everything I would love in this world.
Yeah,
it probably is.
It's classic too, because at this point, like, since it's not around anymore, it's like celebrity feuds from like, I think it was early 2000s.
It must have been.
Yeah. So
and like it was early enough 2000s that like 90s stuff still made sense. Like there might have been an OJ episode.
Probably.
I don't know. Yeah.
Oh, OJ should promote the gyms and be like, hey, I'm not saying I did it, but if I did it here, it's no rules.
When it would have been legal.
Exactly.
Yeah, because murders in No Rules Gym don't count.
We got no cameras. You can't bring phones in.
No alarms.
When you walk in here, you are basically in space, and no one can hear you scream.
Yep. The only monitors in No Rules Gym are the monitors showing the TV show No Rules Gym on repeat.
Yep, and heart monitors to make sure that you are not dead.
Well,
that makes sense.
It's not to make sure you're not dead. It's just to tell when you are.
Yes. Oh man, we came onto this idea really quickly, and it's actually perfect.
Yeah,
I think we nailed it. God. Yeah, so I want to watch this show now. So after we finish this episode, we're gonna go ahead and start scripting it.
Absolutely. There's not a chance I will not think about this.
The only thing that makes me uncomfortable here is this whole Pokemon situation where they'll throw these Pokemon creatures out of Pokeballs, but in this instance, you're throwing people who are your warriors and little slavery-esque.
No, I think you are the warrior. It's in this case less Pokemon, more Dragon Ball Z.
Oh, okay, that's cool.
Yeah, and like we said earlier with like the Ronin, like you could hire someone.
That becomes a little bit more Pokemon-y, but yeah.
Yeah. But it's not like I don't own you. I paid you to help me get access to the leg press machine.
True. Oh, and if you want to join a group, you have to fuck with Division. That's how you. Wait, do you guys hip with that meme?
No. Can't say I'm hip.
Oh man, this is. I mean, this wasn't like that great of a meme. It was pretty short lived. It was like a link up. I'm trying to connect. It just let me know if you fuck with Division, and it was. I don't know. It was Let's keep moving. It's not worth
Memes
it.
are really good when you have to explain.
Yeah,
it
exactly.
with
It's like that
words.
one fun meme I remember where they slap the roof of that Evan and say, "That's this bad boy can fit so many fucking memes in it."
Dude, that meme originated as a tweet by someone, I can't remember their name, but they were a moderately funny person on Twitter, and it started off with slaps the roof of this car and says, "You can fit so much spaghetti in this bad boy." And it has gone so far. And that tweet is from like 2012. So
Holy cow.
don't let anyone tell you that you can't go viral after your time on the internet is done.
Be careful who you
It's-
made fun of
I
in
think it was
middle
actually
school.
I think it was actually tweeted by Coney after we didn't catch him.
Oh, really?
I think
Wait,
so.
he's been on Twitter this whole time.
I think
Yeah,
so.
man. Oh, dude, bring back. Never mind. I was gonna say bring back.
Bring back Coney 2012.
Yeah, I was actually watching a special on that about like the guy that went naked and went crazy.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I remember that. That's a sad story. Sad story in the
It
life.
is. Also, I don't know why anyone would think that Coney Day on 420 would ever work.
Seriously, there's too much going on that
Yeah,
day.
it's a national holiday.
Yeah.
You guys know why?
No.
Why?
Why?
Hitler's birthday.
Yeah,
Just
Hitler's
kidding.
birthday, I was going to
Oh,
say.
The,
shit.
the weed. You
I can't believe you would do
Oh, it's the weed.
you would pull such a switcheroo on America's favorite day.
What's that? Making the Hitler's birthday joke?
I thought you were going to
Yeah.
say America's favorite podcast.
How dare you say that on America's favorite podcast? Let's bring them in, featuring me, Benjamin DeHart.
Does America wait,
So
wait.
is-
Does America have a podcast, like an official podcast?
I think it's fresh air.
Oh
I
man.
think it's let's bring him in.
Yeah, I was gonna say let's try to push for that.
Let's
Maybe.
promote it.
All right, so guys, this is going to be the new tagline of the show. Let's bring them in, America's favorite podcast.
Yep, I like that. Or just the podcast of America. We
The
have said
podcast
such
that gets
little,
you going.
During the first few episodes, we talked about comic strips on 9/11. I don't know if we're fit to be the podcast of America, but I'm ready to
we
grow
were giving
into it.
ourselves that little bit of comedy creatine.
That's right.
It fits with the never forget that was previously set up, so
True. You know what?
I don't know.
I'm ready to grow
America's
into this.
podcast.
But sorry, continue your point, Evan. I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, we're America's podcast. We're growing into it. We
yeah,
will.
I didn't mean to
embrace-
derail that train, but
Nice runaway
You
train.
said that
saw
like
my
it-
shot and I took it.
Oh, I got you. Was that a pun? I didn't hear the setup.
Yeah, repeat whole joke, please.
Yes,
Me?
could you break that down for me?
Oh, yeah.
No, I won't do this to you. I'm so sorry.
Back to the top,
Just
please.
rewind and listen to
You know
what I said again and see
I'm
if you
gonna
laugh
go-
the second time.
When I'm editing, I'll listen to that joke and be like, "Oh, all right, okay."
Edit in a laugh track.
I'll go back and re-record my line and say that was a great joke.
That's classic.
Or you could just leave it and you could say it now, like from the future. Be like, "Oh, that was a great joke."
Hey, this is Ben. So I'm listening to this again while editing, and I still don't get the joke.
I think that what was funnier than the joke is us talking about the joke right now because we're
Honestly,
having fun.
I took
agree.
a
And honestly,
comedy class, and that was the whole point. Was when you explain a joke, it's not funny, but it also is because you're explaining a joke.
Okay, you know what? It is. I will say the only thing what real comedy steroids is?
But
Improv shows.
oh, dude, yeah,
Improv.
those are laugh fests.
Improv is a raw comedy. There's no way it can go wrong. Everyone respects it, and people love to watch it.
Hey, buddy. Hey, buddy. Maybe don't shit on improv comedy because that's a little bit of what we're doing here, and I don't want to lower that veil so soon.
Hey, Derek, you know what's actually the best and funny, not ironically?
What?
Improv.
Everybody likes improv.
Yep. Hey, guys, you want to start a
I've been to
pod-
like 4 whole improv shows, and all of them were good.
You want to start a podcast where we just talk about whose line is it anyways?
What would we call it?
Hey, guys, whose line is it actually?
I figured out whose line it is.
Yep. Oh, man.
I found the
Oh.
script to whose line is it anyway, so I do know.
Oh, my
Welcome to
God.
the show where the whatever, and the points don't matter. It's
Drew
whose line
Carey.
anyway?
Have you seen it recently? They don't have Drew Carey anymore.
No, I haven't.
I think they still have Colin Mockery, but I don't think they have Ryan Stiles or the other standbys.
Damn.
Yeah, I mean, who cares? The idea is it's improv, so it should be funny no matter what. And the fact that we just got used to those people shows that it wasn't really about improv. The craziest thing.
No, it was about like, oh, what are those funny guys going to do next?
Yeah, exactly. The craziest thing to me is that there was a sitcom called The Drew Carey Show, and they were all on it, and that show was shit. Okay, I shouldn't say shit. That's rude. That it wasn't that bad, but it was not nearly as popular as Whose Line Is It Anyways?
I was about to say, it's like if there's a podcast with Drew Carey and the guys from Whose Line Is It Anyway on there, and they are maybe in the space of competing with us in the same medium, I don't want to be compared toe to toe with those guys and pretend I'm coming out on top.
No way. No way. There's absolutely no chance. All I will say is that I think it's very funny that their show where it was claimed to be unscripted, and very likely was unscripted, did much better than their actual scripted show.
It tells you one thing. It's just like people are really good at a certain sort of medium, and like you can't discount the physical aspect of comedy.
They were the comedy gladiators.
In fact, watch this. Whoa!
Ben, did you just do some physical comedy over the podcast?
Oh, okay.
Oh,
you guys watching? Were you guys did you guys see?
I don't have a camera on this.
Yeah,
so.
Ben, neither of us are watching on video.
For the podcast listener, you are exactly, you're right with us on this one.
Yep.
Oh.
Pretty funny, though.
You know thank you.
I laughed, so I think that's the point.
See, guys, that's all you need. The true comedy steroid. It was friendship the whole time.
It was friendship.
Friendship, nice.
And that's gonna do it for us, I think, guys.
Oh, man. What a start. Oh, electric. Oh, boy.
Okay, well, before we wrap up, I want to say thanks for listening. Appreciate it. If you want to, if you like the show, if you want to hear more, it'd be awesome if you subscribe. We're live now.
We are. Feel
Absolutely.
free.
Drop a comment in on iTunes.
Yep, and then also rate us. Rate us fairly. Please do not rate us as you would rate on Yelp, which would be 0 stars if you could, but only 1 star.
The cashier saved it at the end.
Yep, cashier saved it at the end. I also. Nice. Okay. So.
Yeah. Well, you obviously made it this far if you're listening to this episode, so you don't hate the show.
It's true. How does Apple ever cancel podcasts?
That's a great question. I don't think it's a jar of worms we should try to open for them.
I don't want to find out.
That'd be pretty great, though, like if you were notorious enough that they canceled you.
Hey, we send you an email. It's a cease and desist. Not like legally. It's more of a polite request.
There's 1,000 podcasts on here that only the creators listen to, but we're still going to cancel yours.
We would prefer that you just stop.
Oh, man. That would be cool. I hope that. I hope that happens. I'd own.
But yes.
Let's make it to at least 10 first. I'm having fun now.
Yeah,
by the time you guys hear this podcast, we will be live on Spotify, Google Play, iTunes, Podbean. You can find us at any of those locations. One of them should be convenient for you, I assume.
Even if it's not, you just kind of stretch yourself and strain to listen.
Yeah.
It doesn't take a whole lot of time to drop a nice review so that other people can find us.
Yep, and you know what? I request that everyone who listens to this, listen to it on public transit without headphones, as loud as you can to get the word out.
So that then other people can say, hey, what's that you're listening to? And you can say, oh, it's the Let's Bring 'Em In podcast. And they'll be like, all right, sweet.
Yep.
And that'll be your version of No Rules Gym. Make the world your No Rules Gym.
Exactly. It's all mentality anyways.
Okay. Well, I have been up-and-coming marketing rock star Ben DeHart.
I am still former economic scholastic scholarship winner Evan Klein.
And I hope to not always be squire of the podcast.
Close the gate, squire! We've let the peasants have enough bread!
Stay tuned for next week where we find out if Derek is still a squire and also if Ben is in a cult.
Ooh, I can't wait.